Alrighty then.
Welcome to Outdoor Fun. And now, part two of Woodshed Roof. Alrighty then. Anyway, in order to do this myself, I just put like an extra piece here. That'll just hold this end of the 2x4 while I screw this end in. That's just one of those tricks. Whenever you're alone, you make do, and you do that kind of thing so that you can have a little bit of support. You can work with one hand and use just a piece of scrap wood just to hold it firm where you want it. Anyway, I'll do that now, and then I'm definitely gonna need some additional support. So I'll probably put like a couple of extra 2x4 pieces that come across and hit this header. But I'll show you what that looks like. Stay tuned. A lot of this work is getting hard to do. I think all the pickleball I've been playing, I just slightly tore something maybe about 3 weeks ago. And I should just rest and ice it, but I keep going out. Anyway, I just kind of, anytime I extend too much, like all that raking I was doing, I had to do a lot of that left-handed because it was just hurting so much. Anyway, let's see how this goes. I pre-drilled or pre-screwed in the ends just to make it easier as well. Oh man, that's sore. Anyway, that turned out pretty good. Let me give you a better view of what I mean by the bracing. Stay tuned. Yeah, so you see under here, so I've got all those 2x4s for the roof panel to screw into, but when I get up here, I don't have any. So I'm gonna basically artificially extend that line out here. So basically I'll just put a couple of 2x4s across in here. So I'll just do a few measurements and I'll put them in, and you'll get a good feel for what that looks like. And then once that's done, we should be able to put the first panel on and see how that goes. Anyway, stay tuned. Chipmunks are chasing each other. What are you doing? You're at my foot. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this one. So I'm doing kind of a pre-toenail here, and then one long screw that I'll basically screw this from the back of this 2x4 here, and then I'll use this toenail and I'll just re-angle it and screw it up, and then I'll get it all leveled. All right, so I'm going to go with 4 of these, so roughly in line with those beams. So there we go. So I want this to be kind of like that. There we go. And I'll just do one of these. Do it right here. Make sure that looks right. Okay, a little bit off. Want it to be more like there. There. That's better. That's good there. And I take my little toenail that I made. Right, I just unscrew this just slightly. Then I use that hole. Then I go in at an angle. There, nice and solid. So I can do the same thing on all four. Looks like you just missed it, but there it is right there. So that was the edge. Anyway, I'll do the other four, or the other three, and I'll show you what it looks like. Stay tuned. So I'll actually do them. There, I think you can see how much better that is support-wise. So anyway, I'll just screw those in a little bit tighter, and then I'm going to start looking at putting up the first roofing panel. Stay tuned. Whew. Cheers. I need a break. Whew. It's tough work. Miller Lite, sponsor me. All right, well, I'm going to just do one final measurement of that length, and then I'll cut the first panel to match that. See what it looks like. I'll screw the first panel in, see what that's like. They have these special screws for roofing. They have like a rubber seal. Now, I didn't get the ones for this manufacturer because they were 3 inches. And I thought, wow, that's way too long. But it's because I think they want you to screw in where the two ridges meet. So I know there's a big debate, and I've seen different people do it different ways on different shows, but they do the metal ones. Some people do it in the valley, and some do it up on the hill, or whatever they call it, the ebb and the flow of the panels. So either at the bottom or at the top. So I'm going to do the bottom, but I might go and buy some of those screws. And if it looks like I need to put some of them through the top between the two where they're meeting. So I don't know. I just to me, I don't know. Anyway, I'll get started here in a minute. Cut that first panel and then put it up there, and we'll see what it looks like. Stay tuned. Alrighty then. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to cut. I'm going to use my reciprocal saw. blade's not deep enough, then I guess maybe I could just use my my other saw there. Anyway, we'll see what it looks like. That's cool. I love it when I try something I've never done before. Anyway, it's just like asphalt shingles. That's all basically it is. So anyway, this is going to be interesting. I want to see how this screws in. I'm going to reposition this so you can kind of see me going up the ladder, and I'll try to put a couple screws in. Stay tuned. All right, let's see how this goes. All right, it took me a couple of turns to get it all centered, but yeah, she's nicely centered right now. So I think what I'll do is I will put a few screws in that. Let me go get that pack, and I think I need a new head for my screwdriver. Stay tuned. Yeah, so these are the screws I'm using. They look like, got a fly in my eye there. They look like this, and they've got this little, it's like a hard rubber granite, I think. Yeah, and it's actually funny because it actually, so instead of my number 2 bit going into this actually fits right where the bit would go. So I don't even have to do anything special. So I'm pretty happy with that. So anyway, I'm gonna go put my first couple of these in, see what it looks like. Anyway, what I'll do is maybe I'll probably don't need to see me climb that ladder in case I fall, although that might be kind of funny. Yeah, why don't I record it? I don't think I will fall, but you never know. And I'll take a couple screws with me. Take 4 with me. Awesome. Yeah, this is excellent. So what I'm going to do, what I've decided is, I don't really want to go up there right now by myself. Not a big fan of heights. I'll get my son to help me screw it all down, but I'm going to do the 3, get them cut, put them on there, and then I'll just put some of the exterior stuff I can easily get to, and then I'll just get kind of the middle part later on when Ben's up, and we can kind of do it together. Kind of a little finishing project. Doesn't even have to be done until it starts to snow, so sometime in the next month or so. But basically, let me just get it up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Stay tuned. All right, I'll just set this up so you can kind of see the angle, and I'll get that get those 2 screwed in. Awesome. Yeah, they're on there really well. I could have actually used a fourth panel and then done a triple overlap. Um, but because right now there's about maybe half an inch of a gap, but it's not going to be a problem because what I can do is I can just I can get some fence board or something like that, and just kind of cover it, and it'll just kind of sandwich and push down the roofing material. So I think it'll be perfectly just fine, especially for what this is, right? You know, it's a roof for my woodshed, and you know, it's fairly well protected, but this will make sure that it stops that. It was falling apart, right? It probably would have only lasted a couple more years, and all that plywood would have got really bad. So now, with very little amount of work, I did that, and I think it looks great. So what I'll do is I'll just go and screw down a little bit, and then I'll just kind of take the camera up and show you what it looks like from the top. Stay tuned. Alrighty, let me show you. Oh, there's Chipmunk. Chipmunk, what are you doing, buddy? Where are you? What you doing? Those guys are funny. There you go, buddy. Anyway, a couple things I need to do is at the front here, see how it's exposed so rain can actually get in there. I'm just going to put a board right across. So it's just so that nothing can get in there. And then let me show you what it looks like on the top. I'll just go up the ladder here, try not to fall. All right. Okay. There we go. Not bad, eh? Not bad. So you can see here's that gap that I have, but I'll just put something across there. I might even buy, they have at Home Depot, they have ridge caps and all kinds of different things. So they might even have a flat piece for this. I'm not going to buy a whole new, I guess I could buy one more, but that's kind of dumb. Anyway, this looks like it all went in really well. So you can see where the two come together, it's a bit bigger. So I got to get those screws, and that'll push that down nicely. And then it's just a matter of getting up here and screwing it down. And I'll do that with Ben, I think. Or yeah, I'd rather do that. I don't want to fall. Anyway, let me turn this around. Stay tuned. Yes, it looks pretty good up here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Anyway, stay tuned. Alrighty then. Well, it's 2:30. I played pickleball all morning. That was fun. And I got a few groceries, and I got some stuff at Home Hardware in Perth. So, but you know what? I've been wanting to go fishing for a while, so I think I'm just going to go out for just a little boat ride, and maybe I'll just use my little small ultralight. It's a fun little thing. I was going to go fly fishing, but I don't think I'll bother getting it out because I got to get that and get the flies and all that stuff. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll do a little recap of my fishing and have a beer by the water after I go boating and fishing. Stay tuned. Alrighty then. Cheers. Whew. Miller Lite time. It's always time for Miller Lite. Oh god, that's good. That is my favorite beer. Man, there's a lot of bees today. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway. Yeah, so I just went fishing. Oh, so I might post that on another video, although I didn't get anything. I got skunked. But it was kind of cool because I got to go out to the point where there's a big rock out there. And I wanted to see what it was like. And yeah, so great day today, pickleball. I was able to frame up the roof for the woodshed, so that's great. And I put the 3 panels up, those 3 roofing panels, and I never cut that material before. It was just like shingles, actually worked really well. So I still have to screw it in a little bit better, but I screwed it in just enough so everything's kind of in place. I didn't really feel like getting up on the roof. I might do it. Might see if I can't get Ben to come help me. And then I've just got a couple spots to clean up on the insulated skirting. There's like I think two sections, so I got another piece of plywood today. And yeah, it's all insulated, and man, what a difference. So I've got the new smart cottage happening, and I'll talk more about that maybe tomorrow. But it's pretty cool. I'm able to really see the temperatures in certain spots, and I'm able to control some things. So I'll talk more about that later. You know, having the Wi-Fi now, it makes all the difference in the world. And I'll talk about the product that I bought to control some things. Anyway, I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'll probably just kind of videotape just a little segment on my smart cottage. Anyway, I'm going to relax for the rest of the day. And I will say cheers and see ya. Alrighty then, cheers. Mixing it up. Oh yeah, Kilkenny. Irish cream ale, it's good stuff. Sorry Miller Lite, but you know, I've been asking for the sponsorship. It hasn't come yet, so I'll keep drinking some of the other beers, although you're still my number one. Whew, what a morning. Holy smokes. Got up at 5:45, left here at 6:45. Met the boys for golf, the guys at Mapleview, and had a good day. I didn't hit it as well as last week, but I putted a lot better. I had a chance on the last hole for a 77, and I missed it. So I ended up 78. That was pretty good, considering I hit one ball. I had two bad shots. It cost me two doubles. So anyway, that's the way it goes. Anyway, I just finished the panels at the roadside for the insulated skirting, and I was just too tired to continue. I have one panel left at the waterside. I'll do that. I'll do that tomorrow, and then I'll talk about my smart cottage and what I'm doing, and I'll also talk about what I'm doing. Actually, I'll tell you now. For the border at the bottom of the insulated skirting, I think I've decided I'm going to use white garden rock. Just a little gravel, but it's white. It just has a nice garden accent. I can't remember what they call them, but I think it'll look nice. And then I'm going to put a trim at the top. I just have to figure out what I'm going to use. Something that obviously can be outside, maybe cedar or something else, because there's a few spots where I have a bit of a gap between that and the siding, and I want to make it look nice and clean, especially if I have the nice white rock at the bottom. I could paint it, but I think I'll just leave it for now. I could always paint it later, but anyway, I'll go over a bit more of that tomorrow, but for the rest of the day, I'm gonna relax. See ya. Alrighty then, my last two screws. There's none in there. Awesome. Yeah, that's the last panel. That's it for the insulated skirting. I just have some basic cleanup to do. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm going to talk to you about my smart cottage. All right, stay tuned. Alrighty then. So, what's a smart cottage? Man, this cottage is a lot smarter than it used to be. So a few years ago, actually quite a few years ago now, I put in a cell phone booster, so I could get the signal. Because at one point we were on Rogers and we could get a signal in the window. Then we switched to Bell and the tower was way over there. So I got a special piece of software on my phone to basically be able to see, you know, where the signals are. So I found a spot at the front of the property and on the roof that had just about a bar, less than a bar. So I got a cell phone booster and I ran that into an antenna inside the cottage, and anywhere in this vicinity I get about full bars of LTE. And that was enough for me to actually be able to do some video work, video conferences, and do my work, especially during COVID when we were all working from home. But this year, this past year, Rogers put a brand new tower up, 5G cellular. I still have my Bell, but I bought their 5G, basically hotspot. So it's basically like a cell phone. And I'll show that to you. Stay tuned. Yeah, so it's this little guy right here. Yeah, there's my cell phone booster antenna. And then I've got this little 5G hotspot, and it gives me full internet access. So I hooked up a computer here, and now I can, do anything I need to do from the cottage. But I took it a step further. I've got a camera here, and I have a camera here, and now I can remotely look at the front yard where my boat is sometimes and my ATV, and then I can look at the waterfront, which is great because I can keep an eye on the lake level, but also I can keep an eye on my boat. But then I took a step further. I bought 3 of these power outlets that are controlled over the Wi-Fi. So now, and let me go back to talking to the camera. Stay tuned. So now, using this app on my phone called Tapo. These are TP-Link cameras and TP-Link 15 amp power outlets, all controlled over Wi-Fi. So I can have my camera set up so that if somebody walks in the property, it sends me a picture, a video, and from anywhere I can control those 15 amp power outlets. So, and I didn't show you the other thing is I have another, let me show you. This is so cool. Stay tuned. I also got this guy. So that tells me the temperature in here, and it monitors 3 remote sensors. So let me talk about that. So the sensors. So I've got one outside, I've got one under the cottage, and then the other one is going to be either in the porch or it's going to be in the pump house. So as it gets colder, I'll have it in the pump house, and I'll be able to tell when things are cold. And I'm going to put one of the 15 amp power outlets out there with a light bulb, just powering a little light, and that 20 watt light bulb will actually heat up that area. So now if it gets too cold, because I don't want that little tube to freeze, it's going to take a long time for the 1.5 inch hose, and then even the piping that goes under the cottage, it's a lot warmer now because of the insulated skirting. So it's not going to freeze very easily. The one thing that will freeze though is the pump's little the pressure tube. So that is full of water. So, and it's only like a 1/4 inch. So as long as I can keep that warm, I'll be able to kind of stay a little bit longer. But the other thing is I have my camera. I can turn my camera on and turn it around and look at the temperature. And then I have one of the other power outlets hooked to this little heater. So I can be at home and I can go, oh yeah, it's pretty cold out there. Boom, turn the heater on. A couple hours later, I'm out here and it's warmed up. So I don't, it's going to be really interesting to see how it all plays out. Anyway, I wanted to share that. That is the smart cottage. Anyway, I get just last remarks coming. Stay tuned. Cheers. All right, Miller Lite. Yep, you know what's next. Anyway, great week. Got lots done. Insulated skirting is done now. A little bit of cosmetics. I'm gonna get the white rock. I'm gonna get some trim, and I'm gonna put some sort of lights underneath the cottage. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that yet. It's really dark down there. Just had a great time at the property. We caught some stuff on camera, so you'll have to look at the other video to see that. Water is low, as I showed, and went fishing. Anyway, you'll have to see that on the other video as well. That's it for this weekend. Got pickleball tomorrow and then heading back. See ya! Thanks for watching. See ya.